Welcome to a channel update. My name is Nilaus and I'm here again during the summer talking a bit about what's going on the channel and what my upcoming plans are in terms of games and content, and just to keep you updated on what's going on here on the channel. I usually do these once a month and I think it's actually working really well to keep everyone sort of who's not following the live streams and sort of being part of the conversation about what's upcoming. So sort of once in a while just take note of the situation, talk a bit about what's happening. If you might be thinking like, hey, is something changing? What is upcoming? Have you considered this game? This is a good way for me to talk to you about my plans and for you to provide your feedback back to me on some things that I might have missed. That would be super awesome to take a look at upcoming. Let's start with some of the basics here. Well, it's summertime. That means unfortunately it is the most quiet time of year. People are outside in the sun and not watching video games, or maybe if they are watching something, then they're probably watching Olympics or football or Tour de France or something else instead of the good old, what they should be watching, live streamed and video content. So that means it is a bit quiet on sort of participation, and for that reason it's also a good opportunity for me to do two things. I can do some testing on some new things because, well, it's a good time to test things, and the second thing is I can take more days off, and I'm gonna do that. So if you see me canceling streams here and there, that's because I have decided that I want to take more time off and just take a bit of a break once in a while. I hope that's okay. Of course it is, right? Everyone's got to take some time off. Now, in terms of testing new things, what I've been trying sort of recently, and I'd say rather successfully, is trying new games out that's sort of within the sphere of what kind of games that you would expect on my channel. So we've been playing a few city builders, survival games, and tactical games as well. And I think that works really well. I think it's a good thing for me to try these kind of things, and it's not going to be like a 20 episode let's play, but it's going to be a couple of episodes for you to get a sense of, hey, this is looking like a good game, let's get on with it, let's try it, I want to buy it myself. Or maybe it's a game that you want to just watch, and in that case, if there's enough interest, then I'm going to continue a let's play of that. So for example, we've been trying Dream Engines. I was planning to do a let's play of it here on YouTube. I just didn't really, it was okay, but it didn't really connect with me, and it felt like a really grindy game where you had to set up, and then when you fly to a new place you have to sort of set up mines and set up the infrastructure again, and that's the least interesting part of a city builder, and you kind of had to do that a lot and just really just clean out the map again. So it didn't really mesh with me very well, and I got a lot of feedback from other people who felt exactly the same, and I can also see other creators who only did a couple of episodes and then kind of just didn't do it. But that's the entire point of it. Maybe you found it to be super interesting and wanted me to continue, but now instead you can buy the game yourself and play along. But for me, I'm going to play it and I'm going to judge it by am I having fun? Are you finding it interesting? If those two are yes, then I'm going to continue. If you enjoy it but I don't enjoy it, I'm not going to continue. If I enjoy it and you don't like it, then it's not going to go on my YouTube channel, because it just doesn't make sense to just flood my channel with stuff that doesn't have any interest. Another game that I played both on stream and also here on YouTube is the Riftbreaker. It was a game that probably would have slipped by, but they contacted me for a sponsored stream and I just had a blast with that game. It's a lot more hectic than Factorio, but I really like the flow of it. The mechanics are super crisp and the graphics are amazing. And then I also played something here on YouTube, and that was also really well received. So I think that combining the experience here, this is definitely a game that I'll be picking up and going more deeply into in terms of tutorials, guides, campaigns, let's play, all that good stuff as it comes out. And it should be projected to Q3, but hey, don't tell the developer, because if we can get them to sponsor another stream when they go live, that would be awesome, right? So let's play it cool until then. But we are gonna play it, right? We're definitely gonna play it. So another game is Battle Sector, Warhammer 40k Battle Sector. I love the 40k world. I love tactical game. I love this game. It's super fun. I just started yesterday a little let's try here on my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna gauge what the interest is. I find it to be super fun to play, but I also can see that it might be a bit slow paced the way that the game is structured. You just move forward and you gauge, and you can't be too aggressive. So it's kind of like XCOM in that case. but here there's just more units, so it takes longer. And I don't know, so I'm really curious about your feedback, both in terms of views, likes, comments. Is this something you'd like for me to continue? I'm going to be continuing at least next week as well, and then we're basically going to gauge whether that's something. So what this means is that in general, I'll be trying more new games, and I will just now commit to you that I'll now not commit to you that I'll be doing a full Let's Play. That means that you might come to my channel and find a new game and go, yeah, this is awesome, this is just what I wanted, and then there are 3-5 episodes, because at that point the interest either for me or for the general audience is not there. And I hope that's okay. And there will be some games that either because there's a campaign, or I just love it so much, or I think there's a growth potential, or anything like that, that I'll still be playing all of it. And I want to play all of it for all these games, but I'm not going to sit through a 20-30 episode Let's Play just for the sake of principle with no views. I've done that with Demon's Souls. I love that game, but no one watched it, and it just killed my channel to have like 30 videos on my channel with 300 views each. It just didn't make any sense. I shouldn't have done it, but I just couldn't help myself. Sekiro is the same thing, and those games were just something I was so passionate about. So screw the economics of the channel. But so it will happen sometimes, but it'll also be something that I need to gauge. And what I'll be doing is listening really carefully for the feedback, both in the comment section with views, likes, and of course also during the live stream, where we can talk a bit about sort of, hey, how did you like this, and give more nuanced feedback. Now, before we dive into the actual games that I play and the series I have planned, then let me just take a moment just to remind you, if you watched any of my videos, you will notice that they do not include any ad breaks, the ones where I say this video is sponsored by X, Y, and Z, and then talk a bit about some random product that you don't care about and I don't care about, but it pays the bills. I don't do that, and I'd like to continue to not do that, because I think it really disrupts the rhythm of a Let's Play or a video or tutorial. And the reason I can do that and I want to do that is because of the patrons. So thank you very much, patrons. This means that I've always been only running a community sponsored channel, and I don't take those sponsorships deals for ad integrations. And I want to thank the patrons for allowing me to continue to do that. And if you are considering, if you like that and you are liking the stuff I do, then maybe consider supporting on Patreon with a patronage. And if you are considering, then there's a discount. I don't know if that even makes sense to call it a discount, but discount on annual pledges, and they're just wonderful. So anyway, but of course, you can watch, you can participate, you can be as much as you want here on the channel. There's no obligation for you to become part of the patronage. The patronage is if you want to. There's no additional content available, so it's not like I gatekeep some content. It's basically just if you feel like contributing, then that's the best way to do it. So thank you very much to all the patrons who are supporting the channel and the work I do here. Let's talk Factorio. That is the reason why most of you are here. I am playing my Megabase-In-A-Book, and I really like it, but there is one problem, and you know what the problem is. It's only coming out once a week, and that's just not enough for your Factorio fix. That's just the way it is. I have two reasons for it. One is I want to put a bit more effort into these episodes so that I do more, and if I do more, then I need more time, and that means I can't just record it in the morning and edit, and then therefore, so I have to sort of spend some time during the week to build and prepare and test and stuff like that in order for me to do an episode. So it takes more time and hopefully higher quality. Hopefully that will be reflected in the views and all that stuff. And the other reason is also the fact that I am coming to the end of where I can come up with new content for Factorio without just going all out on big mods, and those are just something that maybe don't really have a lot of continued interest. So it's a matter of, I don't want to just make a video every other day and then run out of content in two weeks time. This is big things. This is the pinnacle of what we do. We've taken all the stuff we learned in master classes, all the stuff we learned from all of our other Let's Plays, and we're now combining it into basically have a Megabase-In-A-Book. But if you have a Megabase-In-A-Book, what more is there to do in a vanilla Factorio world? I just don't see it. And then the next thing will actually be something that comes from the outside, so expansion, that kind of thing. I don't know. But don't expect me to be ramping up Factorio content on YouTube. I will still be playing it a lot on Twitch. So if you need your Factorio fixes, I would recommend dropping over to Twitch. I am streaming Factorio almost always Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays at 8 p.m. Central European time, and we have such a good time, and it's a blast being there. So if you want more Factorio, that's where you can find it. 12 more hours of Factorio every week, and the VODs are available on my secondary channel. So there's a link here on this channel to my, and also in the videos, to the second channel, if you want to watch the VODs after the fact and zoom past some parts. Dyson Sphere program is another big thing, and also something that I'm really happy that is so well received, because I absolutely love that game. Now I am currently in sort of a waiting position until the blueprints come out, and as soon as the blueprints come out, of course I'm going to be releasing content on blueprints. This will also allow me, depending on how it's implemented, whether that's something you can export out of the game, to start making more of a masterclass approach, where I take my designs and then provide them to you and say, hey, here are some designs that you can use in your base quite easily. And I think that's something that could really elevate the maturity of the Dyson Sphere program to another level, and that's where I really want to take it from here. I'm going to continue my sort of combined Let's Play between Twitch and YouTube, and I think that works really well, so you can expect that to continue, but interspersed with some more tutorials and blueprint highlights, that kind of thing. So hope you want to continue to watch on that. Let's talk a bit about upcoming games, because there are some games that are upcoming. I'm going to be splitting this in what I can see in Q3 and what I can see in sort of Q4 and onwards beyond there. So on the short horizon, I have a few games that I have my eye on, and that is actually Ghost of Tsuchima is coming out with a DLC in August, I think. I'd like to go back to that. I really enjoyed that game, and I definitely want to play it some more. Whether that's going to be on stream or on YouTube, I don't know. Let me know what you think. If I'm missing some games, be sure to let me know. And again, I'm going to highlight new games. I'm not interested in old games, because if I haven't played it, I'm not going to play it. Another new game that's coming out soon, but we don't know anything, is Darkest Dungeon. They have said in an interview Q3 for early access, and Q3 is almost 1 month old, so I expect to hear something. And I do very much expect to get some kind of invitation from Red Hook Studios on sort of early access, that kind of thing. I'm really hoping and expecting that, because I've been an avid fan of that game for a very long time. And the last game that I have my eyes on here is, of course, Riftbreaker, that I mentioned earlier. This should also be coming out soon. It's scheduled for Q3, so that's also something I'm keeping an eye on, and I think that's going to be a great addition to the channel here, both in terms of YouTube and in terms of streaming. I think that's going to be super interesting, and I really feel that it could sort of be, it is close enough to Factorio, Satisfactory, Dyson Sphere program to make sense, but it's also a bit more action, and I really like that aspect as well. So that's something to keep in mind. But again, don't tell that we are going to be covering it. Longer term, there are some more games that I'm really looking forward to. The interesting thing about the games that I'm looking forward to further down the line, that's actually that they are not the sort of the city builder, strategy, factory builder. They are what I call adventure games. They are RPGs. That is Horizon Forbidden West. It is God of War, and of course it is Elden Rings. All of those are sort of winter. They're definitely not earlier than winter. Whether that's December or it's Q1 for Elden Rings, I don't know. But it's going to be sort of on the long term. Those are the ones that I have my eye on. And of course, there will be new cool games that are coming up. And still, of course, something like Oxygen Not Included, Satisfactory, they're still sort of potentials. But I think that something has to happen for me to sort of jump back into those games. And with that, I think it's really important that I really get most of the suggestions for games from you guys. So please do provide your feedback on what you'd like to see me play. And again, I have to reiterate, because I get the same old suggestions of old games that I have deliberately skipped. I'm not coming back to them, and that's the reason for it. Or I have maybe played them, and you can find them on my YouTube. But things that are brand new or upcoming, those are the ones I'm interested in. So let's wrap it up on that one. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you either on Twitch or here on YouTube, or maybe on the Discord server. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay effective.